Your mom says go make friends with the new boy down the street and see if his father is single. So you walk down to the corner house where your old crush used to live, and now some new weird kid with skin like that of a freshly beached whale now resides.
Jesus Christ.
You knock on the door.
Yes, hello. No one is home right now, but if you know the password, you can come in.
You think, great, a weird kid. What an amazing summer we are going to have together. Yeah, I'm your neighbor. Just wanted to see if you wanted to come out and play. Great, I've never had a friend before. He opens the door and eats a booger at the same time and says, come on in. You walk in and the first thing you see is his babe of a sister. How are they from the same family? Things are looking up. Come to my room, the weird kid says. You walk back and it's pretty normal to your surprise and you hang out. Then finally his sister comes back and says, Dad says it's time for you to feed Hank. You guys start to walk down the hallway and you ask, where's your mom? Weird kid says, she's dead. And you think to yourself, Mom will be down here in no time wearing that shirt I don't like. You guys go to feed Hank, and to your surprise, it's a 6-foot rat snake and not a dog. Your new friend throws a small mouse into the cage, and Hank, the rat snake, pounces on him at the exact same time. Your hand brushes up against his cute sister. Now you're turned on for the first time in your life. This week on No Accounting for Taste, weird pets.
Whoa, man. You really went one way and then took it the other way.
Misdirection, baby. Hit the music.
Hal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get crossbutt.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
Hey.
Oh, here we are.
Can you believe I just put that together on the fly?
Was this going to be a teen romance? No, it's about weird pets. But what a hell of an intro, Shane.
Yeah, it sounded like a YA novel for a second.
I like where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Also, you're not wrong. Many people's first experience with weird pets was it was always metalheads.
Yeah. It's dorks or like nerdy kids and then like criminals.
Well, nerds were always allergic to pets.
Well, I guess like some of the kids I knew,
In a traditional sense.
the nerdy kids in my neighborhood who were actually quite nice and probably smart, and they're all doctors now, actually.
Yeah.
They had like a couple that they had rat snakes and like gerbils and stuff. You know, like they weren't but they had like weird pets.
Well,
you know,
it was
I
like
don't ever remember them having dogs.
Low responsibility pets.
I guess that's a big.
Hamsters were just like, oh, it just stays in this box.
Yeah, I just have to scoop out like 1 cubic feet of tiny turds as opposed to.
You should, but nobody cared for. No hamster is cared for in a humane way. Oh, here's my child who doesn't know how to clean his own ass. Here's a rat.
Why don't we give it something that's been known to carry disease?
You know what? I don't want to know my kid smells like this, so let's put a rodent in a box in his room, so at least I can blame that for my unwashed offspring.
Yeah, it's kind of like. Oh, gross.
My disgusting, smelly kid.
They'd be fine if their dad just talked to him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can get a dog when your dad and I are getting divorced. So, next summer.
The pup ain't the only thing that's going to get put down. Like this marriage. Yacht.
Yeah, this thing's only going to live for about 6 months. We're just getting you ready. We're tuning up your emotions.
What was your first experience with it? Did you have weird pets?
No, I mean, I had a hamster.
I get that's
kind of a basic.
That's the border.
I think that's just
the gateway pet.
It's a goldfish. It's a warm-blooded goldfish. It's just like, let's see if you can take care of what. You know what? Kudos to hamsters and goldfish being the monkey's shot into is my child responsible enough orbit. Because that's what
they really are the unsung heroes. They are the Waffle House workers of pets.
They are. They're just like, we're throwing you to irresponsible youth to see if they could take care of you.
You're fairly inexpensive. If I have to bury you, no one's going to know about it.
Yeah. Goldfish.
What's
the kid who owns
I'll bury you with my turd.
The kid who owns a snake down the street might eat you live just to freak out the girls.
Yeah, I never had weird, like, it was always dogs and cats, like very, very basic. But as my brother got older and started to sell pot, that's like
reptiles. Reptiles.
Yeah, that is the huge, you said nerds had it. Right, had pets, had like weird pets, right?
No, you said nerds.
Oh,
I said nerds were allergic to
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I think nerds had it. And then the inverse of it, it's like there's no gray area with the people who own these pets. It's like metalheads and drug dealers or weird fucking kids. Yeah.
Maybe that's why the nerds had snakes, because they're not allergic to snakes.
Maybe.
You're allergic to furry animals, dander. Reptile.
That makes sense. It's practical. Yeah, that does make sense.
And
I'm allergic to snakes.
Are you allergic? Yeah.
No, I mean, like in the sense of like I'm fucking freaked the fuck out by them.
Yeah, and then probably because it doesn't shed. And they'd be like, oh yeah, look at this, and here's this corpse sock that it left. They just keep tacked next to their Iron Maiden posters on the wall.
Here's this biological spent rubber.
Rachel had snakes growing up. So talking about like, got away. They don't get away. They just live in the wall.
Yeah, that's
it's in your house.
Yeah, got away my ass. You sick fuck.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's a snake in the house somewhere.
What kind of snake? I don't know. Big one? Yeah,
bigger now.
I got bit by.
We had a gerbil and a snake. Now we just have a fat snake.
We'll see which one makes it out of the wall. It's like that scene in The Dark Knight where he breaks a pool cue in half and he goes, only one of you's walking out of here. Throws it down in between them. It's fucking disgusting. I hated it. The weird pet thing is not for me. This family had so many weird pets and they were very good people. They weren't weird. Like they were like scientists. Both their parents were surgeons.
The term could be exotic instead of weird.
Yeah,
you know.
You're right. Exotic. We're looking for the positive. But they were like, you can hold this rat snake, and I was like, maybe like 11, you know. And I was like,
can I just stop? Oh, we got this snake. People are kind of afraid of snakes, so let's give it a name that'll be more endearing. Rat snake.
the things that carried in the plague.
Yeah. Well, that's a lateral move.
How do we humanize this?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing could be scary is a snake with fur, honestly. Oh.
This is a gun snake.
This is a dick snake.
So you were given the snake.
They were like, it's fine, you know, like.
What's a rat snake is? How big?
Oh. I imagine it being about like this.
Rat and a snake. Two things,
like, what is this, like 3 feet?
Two things mobsters would call an unlikable person. He's a rat. He's a snake. Rat snake. Ooh.
He tells them about all our secrets.
Yeah. So it's 2 feet. So not a very big snake.
But, girthy.
Thick and short.
The dick jokes are going to be right.
Just a thick, short snake is kind of hilarious, though.
It's just like a... It's like this. It's like the mic. It's just like a real fat one.
It just has a hard time.
It's just like the Irishman of snakes. It just barrel chested. Does a lot of labor.
It doesn't slither. It slathers. It's a slathering snake.
It slothers.
It slothers. I got an overweight snake at home. He just kind of rolls to get somewhere.
Welcome to Fat Snake.
Maybe if you didn't open your jaw that wide all the time, you wouldn't eat so much.
Oh, little fat snake.
Oh, my little fat snake died.
Fat snake. Oh, gonna bury him in 3 Pringles tubes taped together. I think if I was a snake that died, I'd want to be shot out of its t-shirt cannon for one final hurrah.
Check it out.
Yeah, one final. Send me up to Valhalla. So the 2-foot snake, and you know what? Snakes biblically have gotten a bad rap.
Yeah, they do. They do serve biological purposes. Like, we'll get to the good.
Okay, sure. We're talking. This is personal stories.
That's what we call this first segment for all of our nafties. That's what I'm calling our fans.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, man, you guys so nafty. I know.
I remember. I think who had snakes was like the kids who still had dads that were trying to be like cool dads.
Yeah.
Like I remember like this guy like, oh, your mattress is on the floor, but your dad has like 20 different Jackson guitars.
Yeah, there's a
And an illuminated snake. Like, why doesn't that aquarium have water in it? Because it's a snake. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's like the dads are all like drug dealer buff. You know, they're kind of fat, but they have like kind of like beefy arms.
Yeah,
because they're construction workers.
Prison muscles.
Yeah, but they were like, hold the snake, and I held it, and then it fucking bit me.
Oh shit!
On the thigh, and it's clearly non-venomous. No fucking psycho lets their kid have a venomous snake, but I remember it was just in my thigh, and I was like, ah! And I was just looking at the kid. I'm like, ha, 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 like down at the snake, down up at the kid. I caught it, and he's just looking at me like, well, get it out. I want my snake back. Like, they're kind of indignant, like, you know, like they hit their baseball into my yard and I was keeping it. And
this is mine
so
now.
I finally had to, I was 11, I had to pull fangs out of my leg like some kind of survivalist, you know, like, and then I was like, fuck that, like, and I remember I smelt like the snake, like, you know, because they do have a odor.
Yeah.
And it's not, here's the thing, it's just a very specific odor. It doesn't smell disgusting. You know, like, a lot of the time. Like,
No, it's a snake smell.
yeah, but like,
It's a snake smell.
but could you smell, if you smell, you didn't see a snake, but you smelled that smell, would you know it was a snake smell?
I think
I don't
it's
think
like
I
an
would.
earthiness.
Yeah.
I'm
Because it could just be musky, you know?
because you realize people with enough exotic pets eventually would just somehow con their way into going to shopping malls and then let people hold them for photos. Like, did you grow up?
No, that guy was around.
And I'm
There's
sure
a
that's
guy that does that in front of the Comedy Cellar all the time.
Yeah, there's somebody out there. That happened to me once again in Arkansas, where this was the wildest story that could have happened. With Raj Suresh, we're in an Indian restaurant in Arkansas. Now the place, he's like, this place is great. We're gonna go. It's an Indian or Thai restaurant. We go in there. It is a white guy going, "How y'all doing tonight?" I'm like, this is already weird. Then one guy is just sitting in there waiting for to-go
restaurant?
food. Yeah. Then one guy's in there just waiting for is Indian or maybe it was Thai. But it was clearly like this place it had the decor. I'm just setting the stage. It was like clearly
But it was a white guy fronting like an Asian theme.
It was
restaurant.
a 50s diner, like, man, grab your hot chick, twirl around, get in a race for pink slips. That failed, went to a Thai restaurant. Entire staff, kitchen staff, Thai. He's like, this Thai food's great. That guy clearly still owned the building and still wanted to have a restaurant. He's like, how y'all doing? And he was clearly, his 50s dream didn't come true. There's one guy waiting for food, kind of like a tweaker dude comes in. He's waiting for food. Within 3 minutes, these two guys waiting for food, like, I love snakes too, man. Shit. He goes, I got one in the car, whatever kind it was. And then they both go out. They're still waiting for their food. I'm going to get these motherfuckers their pad thai. I don't want to know what's happening.
I'll pay for it. Just get them out of the. Yeah.
They go out and come back in with like the yellow, fat, like novel. Like, you can't imagine this snake existing in the world. It looks like it was just made for Britney Spears to hold.
Yeah,
on her
like
shoulders.
it's like bright and colorful, kind of.
This was just in his car while he was waiting to get Thai food. Not like a snake transport vehicle.
Yeah, and
Like a Camry. This was just a snake in a Camry in the parking lot in Arkansas.
Oh God, I hope it was in a cage or something.
It wasn't when the guy just walked in with it, and they're both like, check it out. And then the staff is like, just all these little Thai ladies, like, what? They didn't even know how to express, let alone in.
This is, first of all, they know better. This is two white trashy meth heads, like.
We know enough English to communicate with people that came here to get Thai food. Not enough English to say, don't bring a snake into our restaurant. There's probably some violations happening.
Yeah, and also just.
And I was having drink. I got a picture holding the snake.
Egg rolls in one hand and
spring
rolls or whatever.
Yeah, the idea of the date, like in the mall, the guy in the mall, looking back, our parents just trust, like, oh, let's get a picture of my kid with the boa constrictor around its neck. That guy was the same dude, the tweaker, waiting for Thai food. That's who scammed his way into malls to be like, here, let's get the boa constrictor on you. Which they just, the slow.
Hey, I have my good days and my bad days, but I'm still making a living with this fucking.
Honestly, just, I got this snake. The snake's going to pay for itself. That phrase has been said by
a lot of people. Yeah.
By a dude washing his face with an old Black Sabbath t-shirt in his van before his mall gig. The snake is going to pay for itself.
I
don't know if you remember, I had a very short-lived Comedy Central web series called Face Your Fears with Shane Torres or something like that.
Yeah.
And
or something.
I can't
It's your
it's
own
crazy.
show.
Shane Torres Conquers Your Fears, that's what it was called. And my friend Molly Austin, really funny comic, really sweet person, her fear was snakes. So the idea of the show was we had people confront snakes. So we had a snake handler come in, and we put on Britney Spears bikini from that movie, or or like we didn't put on the bikini, but like the video where she's dressed,
Music Awards, yes,
where she's wearing the green bikini or whatever. But we had those trashy like bikini spray paint T-shirts you get at the Jersey Shore. We had those made, and we put those on, and then I made her dance to Slave with a snake crawling across her. It went right across her fucking eyes, like, because the snake handler was like, just don't grab it and it'll be fine, let it do what it's gonna do.
You're not a handler if your instruction is let it do what it's gonna do. No, handle it. It's in your title.
And then and then it was pretty gross. It's pretty gross. And then I remember there was one point where we made Paulie put on a fake snake skin jacket as like kind of a warm up joke or whatever, and it wasn't very funny. But and then later, the snake was on the fake snake skin jacket, and I was like, this is just weird to me. So I've never wanted a snake for a pet, or like any lizard, or like birds are off limits too for me.
I had a hard time seeing the personality in these animals, but growing up, my best friend, they always had parakeets, and with the exception of the fact, like, it feels unjust to keep a bird that's wings are clipped or that's stuck in a cage. Like, it bums me out.
Yeah.
Even though you could think that, like, but this parrot, it gets all the snacks and the affection that it wants, but also its main component, it's like, basically, you're just...
The thing it's got on everyone has been taken away.
You just, look, I got James Caan in this other room, right? I'm giving him all the stuff he wants, but I break his leg so he can't leave. Like, that's what you're doing to these animals. So I don't think I just can't see I love seeing them in the pet store. I'm like, I think the cockatiels and everything, I think they're beautiful.
The colors are great, and like it's fun to make them say dirty words and stuff.
But the parakeet, they would just let it fly around the house, and it was super cool.
Do not like that.
It would land on your shoulder. It would land on your head. It would just sit next to you while you're eating your food. It would sit on the edge of your steer. I thought it was awesome.
But they shit everywhere. Not fine.
I thought it was great. They shit everywhere though. They do.
Yeah.
Then now think about how birds just shit. Now your house, they just have bird shit in your house.
Well, they say
the reason you have a house,
if you're sleeping in your own bed and a bird shits on you, it's good luck.
This place was covered in good luck. This place, there's so much luck around this house.
Gross.
I keep thinking now, like, I really enjoyed it was a very friendly, like, enjoyed the companionship of people, this parakeet, but only in the way that I got to fly around and fuck with the dog and be fun. But then it shits everywhere. I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah. Here's what I will say. First of all, fucking gross. Secondly, really fucking gross. But thirdly, it does seem like the most humane way to have a pet like that is to let it actually fly around. You're like, it seems like they were doing the right thing, like by letting it like fly around and stretch its legs or whatever, like, and be
wings. They're called wings.
Yeah, fucking whatever. I give a shit.
Legs are what it lands on.
Stretch its legs is an expression. I'm sorry, stretch. Let me whatever.
Spread its
Fuck
wings.
you. What I'm trying to, I say what your friend's parents were doing and what he was doing by letting it fly around the house, I think is the right way to treat the animal.
Yeah.
I will just never have that in one of my homes. And if my children, if I ever have any, ask for one, it's not happening. It's like, I don't care.
Go outside. There's a bunch of pets flying around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't. Yeah, go outside. Look at all the pets you have outside right now.
Yeah.
I don't
On
entirely
Skid Row.
agree. Yeah, I don't entirely agree with like catching them and keeping them there. Like the cage thing. Even indoor cats, I wonder if they're bummed out. Like the cat we have now was a stray cat that we lured into the house, and now it just has a pet door and does whatever it wants.
You guys have really like domesticated that thing, right?
Oh yeah, cat runs the house.
Yeah.
It was a stray cat for 17 years in the neighborhood, and then we're like, let's see if it wants to come in. Now it won't leave. Now it won't leave the couch.
You have so many parallels with this cat.
Yeah. Oh, I was home all week. Rachel was gone, and the cat. I would just put the cat on my lap. I'm like, I guess we're watching a whole season of Breaking Bad today, and we were both fine with it.
Yeah.
But that's not a strange cat. That's a domesticated animal.
Yeah.
The like traditionally you think lizards and stuff, but I've seen people with iguanas and like. I guess, you get to know, like, it's got its own personality, and then it's just kind of hanging out. Like, I think iguanas are kind of cool. I don't know if I'd want one, but I think it'd be fun just having an iguana sitting there.
I just don't know what you're going to get out of it. Like, I don't want to pick it up. It feels very, you can't, I mean, I guess you can pet an iguana, but, like.
Recalibrate your ideas of what
that's what we're here to trying to do.
Yeah. So this, I'm clearly having to prove to you that exotic pets. I think they're
you
okay.
like this already.
I accept it. I don't know if I want it for myself, but I'm less judgmental
than me.
Yeah. But I'm also less judgmental. Like it's easy to mock we know the people that had. The one dude I know was selling reptile eggs. He is a juggler. I'd work with him.
You are not putting any points up on the board for yourself.
He was a juggler. He would juggle knives and do crazy shit. But then that's what he would perform. I would open for him sometimes, and then his side hustle was selling reptile eggs.
Oh,
which as much as that's weird, if you're looking at somebody who's trying to make a living under the radar of the government, I juggle knives and I sell snake eggs.
That's
way more interesting story than what do you do? Oh, well, I work.
I will say that person is not boring. I'll give him that.
No.
Yeah. But juggling.
Yeah,
I think we have a title for this. Juggling knives and selling snake eggs.
He was oiling his chainsaws one time. I went to his house. He was oiling his juggling chainsaws in his basement full of aquariums of snake eggs.
Good God.
Yeah. And I was like, this is
You're so lucky you're still alive.
Well, it's one of those, like, have you not had someone with an outside perspective come over in a while? Like, has somebody else not come? Like, how you can get so insulated in your own shit. You need somebody to come back out from the real world and be like, hey, what you're doing right now? It's a little wild, man. It's a little bit wild.
Yeah. I think that's what this fucking... Oh, boy. I don't want to...
But that's it. Like, now, the outside judgment of going to people with weird pets. Like, my buddy
He's
found...
not doing anything wrong.
Oh, I think the reptile egg.
Yeah, that guy is.
I
But
think that was illegal.
Yeah. So you can't...
My buddy found a ferret once.
I don't think you can breed dogs without... Yeah. So, like, selling reptile eggs.
I've always held that anybody that's into purebred dogs is just racist. Without
recognizing it.
Yeah, you could tell they're like, well, we screwed it up with people, but that's a 100% German Shepherd right there.
Yeah, and somebody's like, well, this Gila monster is 100% Gila.
Yeah, I just hope my son can find a wife as pure as this Mastiff we got here. We got papers on this one. Okay. Uh-oh, a few more beers. This guy's going to say something about Puerto Ricans. You know it. Somebody's like, I don't know, it's a mutt. We got it from the pound. This guy's cool. This guy's all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why? Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, and breeding dogs to have like certain features, like it's fucked up to me. Like,
I don't like that at all. One of the benefits of weird pets is there's probably not going to be any like forced cross. I'm not gonna. Somebody who owns a Gila monster isn't also gonna be like, hey, fuck my parakeet. Like, there's no like. They're kind of like.
That's fetish porn, and that comes in later.
That's next week's episode.
Is a horse a weird pet, or is that just like?
I don't. There's gray areas.
That's like a classic car you have to feed.
Yeah. Like me, baby. I'm roaring, ready to take me out of the garage.
I know people that have horses, and it's like you got to get a barn for it. You got to go take. It's like so much maintenance on such a large
it's a
animal.
very expensive thing that you're like that is an outdated form of transportation.
Yeah, it's just and they're
Horses,
big, beautiful animal, but they're always like panicky. I don't know. Like,
horses last longer than cars, though. I think some horses.
Buddy, we can go to Santa Anita right now. I saw 2 of them die last time I went to the racetrack here.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was the word because they come out the racehorse. They come out. They put the little tarp around him. You could almost hear the gunshot, and over the speaker, like everything's fine. He just stubbed his toe.
And Daddy's hat is in for the win.
It really was. Like the track was muddy, and we're like, "This is like a fun thing, horse racing. I can't go back." 2 horses died.
Also, like
one day.
You can't. Yeah, it's probably. I don't think you can take bets for like, hey, my horse didn't win, but it died. What happens on that one?
It's called you lost your money.
Yeah.
But so I know people that have had horses. Like I said, my buddy found a ferret
maybe
once.
the only reason horses aren't weird is because it requires a great deal of money, and it doesn't live in the house.
Oh, so because it's not a poverty pet.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I don't. That's probably why it's not seen as weird, is what I mean.
So we get to call it eccentric instead of weird.
Yes. Like that's. I'm not saying it isn't,
Yeah.
but I think that's like what the common.
But if you had like a moose,
common perception.
Yeah.
Fucking moose.
It's all about like which animals are more agreeable to the person. That's what makes them less weird. Like a dog is like, oh, what can I do for you? Can I help you? What can I do for you?
Yeah.
That's like I always like guys that like that whole old ad like cats. Who likes cats? I gotta have a dog. Yeah, because you're a dude that needs to know that you can control something. The cat's like, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want. That's what I like about cats. They're like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm like, you sure are. I don't want like sit, heel. Like I don't need that kind of command over an animal.
Yeah. So like you this is why you're more okay with the strange, weird pet, abnormal pet thing, because Gila monster, whatever, lizard, snake's gonna do their own thing. You know, like it's low maintenance.
I want it to be fun. Like I've tried to start several times. My buddy found a ferret in a window well at his house. So somebody's ferret got out. And so he had it in like a big like rubber trash can in his basement trying to figure out which neighbor lost a ferret. But he's like, maybe I'll keep this ferret. And it just sucked. It just sucked. It was just a spaz. It was just disaster. You want to see what weird pets really do? Follow any Russian Instagram where somebody's like, I own a sable. You don't own a sable. You just put a wild animal in your apartment and it destroys all the things around you. That's all it's doing. I follow accounts where somebody has a sable and it's just literally swinging from a light fixture, eating a sock and half an apple.
I think I really have more problems with the weird the owners of weird pets than the weird pets themselves. Like,
yeah.
I think it's a certain type of personality.
Yeah, I like having a cat. I'm not going to do the thing where I've created a series of die-hard tunnels throughout my home for the cat to enjoy.
Yeah.
This is my house. Yeah. It's not your house.
Yeah. We're going to live in it my way. I provide. You're welcome here. But, yeah.
But I get, you think the metalheads, they get into the imagery.
Yeah.
So it goes to the reptiles more.
Yeah.
Then I don't know of anybody who's had a monkey.
I don't know anybody's had a monkey, but I know a lot of drug dealers, and they always have like snakes and other kind of weird pets.
Is it just a flex?
It has to be.
Like I got a tiger. What are you doing with the tiger?
Yeah. That's like it's like, oh yeah, professional athletes get weird pets too. I feel like I see that.
I think it's just a money flex. I think it's like you have it because you can, not because you have an affinity for the animal.
Yeah. Well, why don't we get into some of our the good and the bad?
Yeah.
And we'll be right back after this break from our sponsor, Eukanuba Dog Food. Eukanuba, the best dog food on the planet for your best friend.
Talking about exotic pets.
Yes, we are.
When I worked at a gas station that had like a towing service with it, somebody called. It had to be a prank, but it was like 6 a.m. And they're like, hey, man, I need to get my car towed, but there's a problem. There's a monkey inside of it. I was like, a monkey? He's like, yeah. He's friendly, but he's going to be panicky when you come to tow the car. So just don't freak out. I just need you to tow the car. I'm like, this doesn't sound real. Why is somebody pranking me at 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Like, which one of my friends is
I'll
awake?
tell you why.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Which one of my friends is open that early? Is up that early? But let's find out what's the good and the bad of exotic pets. I mean, good of just pets in general. Like we're saying, teaches kids responsibility.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like, but any animal can teach that, I suppose, right?
Yeah, companionship. There's a calming aspect. That's why people get fish. Personally, I see no point in having fish in your home.
Yeah, like a lot of. I guess you just like them aesthetically, if that's the case. You know, like
It's supposed to be very. If I'm at a restaurant that got the fish tank, I'm always staring at. I do agree that it's fun to watch them move around. But again, I don't want the upkeep of it.
yeah,
Like I want to go in your hot tub. I don't want my own hot tub. I don't want to
That's why.
clean
That's
my
why.
own
Like, if
hot
I want to
tub.
see fish, I'll go to an aquarium.
Yeah.
Like it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want it in a house with the. I don't. Just leave that. It needs to be a public instant. No fish. Just no fucking fish in your house.
I don't know why they don't like when you go to a seafood restaurant. They got a lobster tank. Why don't they let some other fish float around in there?
That'd be fun.
Like, do they purposely not decorate it fun because they know they want you to eat them?
That has to be it, right? Like they want it as least. I guess what they have rubber bands on them and everything. It's because it's like, yeah, we don't want this to look humanized at all. We're just like,
Yeah, like-
you don't want to grow attached to it in any way.
Like you could. I mean, it's grotesque, but you could have it fun, like, or like put a like the little chefs, like put a little chef statue in there.
It's like when you like my friend Christian always used to say, like, how come when you go to a barbecue joint, there's always like a pig playing a guitar that's got sunglasses on?
They are delighted to be the
like,
feast for you.
Yeah, it's if you could do that with lobsters. Yeah, like something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why like the fish tank is so bleak. Like, make it look more appetizing if you really want me to eat
Yeah,
these
and it's also
things.
it's like also like the very first thing you see when you walk into the restaurant a lot of the time.
That's what I'm saying. Why isn't there a sign behind it that's like, pick me, with an arrow just pointing at anyone? It could be pointing at Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with having a wild animal as a pet from ASA staff on the Association of Zoos and Aquariums? Okay. Wild animals have complex behavior, social, nutritional, and psychological needs. Most people cannot meet the needs of these wild animals kept as pets. Wild animals need to be with the members of their own species. Apes are a special concern.
Who's getting... I want something that's stronger than me.
Yeah, that can violently rip my face off. And, God, there's the great Dana Gould joke about the first thing an ape does when it attacks you is it breaks your jaw because it doesn't want you to bite it, and then it breaks your arms because it doesn't want you to hit it, and then it pulls off your genitals because it doesn't want you to fuck it. Apes, including chimpanzees, gorillas, bonobos, orangutans, and gibbons, are intelligent, sensitive, and highly social animals. As our closest living relatives, they are fascinating, and ape infants are appealing. These attributes make apes popular as performers in commercial entertainment, blah, blah, blah. When kept as pets, apes can unexpectedly cause severe injury with natural instincts, triggering fear, aggression, or other powerful responses, like I am saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it depends on the kind of pet you need to have, but taking them from the wild can endanger the species, of course. You could get hurt. You could get sick. Wild animals can carry diseases dangerous and fatal to humans, including rabies, distemper, herpes viruses, salmonella, polio, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and bubonic plague. So, yeah. For wild animals are different than abnormal pets, so like this article is a little left of what we're saying, but because this is you're talking about like, oh, you're just going to go out and get your own. You're not even going to like a reputable something that hasn't been domesticated. But I guess that's where they all come from anyway.
But it's like, okay, you're influenced by larger than life characters, these athletes that you see one photo of them with like a jaguar or something.
Yes.
And then you try to low rent that shit like Pablo Escobar had hippopotamuses.
Yeah, I don't love that.
And so now I'm not Pablo Escobar.
No.
But I do sell dime bags out of my Chevy Malibu. And I should probably get I should probably get a baby crocodile
Yeah.
that I keep in a children's swimming pool.
Yeah, and then I had to pull it out and put my kids in one that's slightly taller.
Well, that was the thing that happened in Florida after the hurricanes. Where Florida, being Florida, people just had crazy fucking pets. And then
It's tropical, and snakes makes sense. Yeah,
and they just got out because the hurricane came and busted all the cages up, and now they're just wild animals rolling the
suburbs,
the Everglades and stuff down there.
God, see,
it kind of makes it exciting. I like it.
I don't love. See, here's the thing. It's the kind of pet that's weird that you should be like, nobody needs tigers. Like that's that weird thing of like. I'm not going to talk about fucking Tiger King, but like it's just like there's always some crazy story about like a man had 19 grizzly bears in his backyard in suburban Ohio or whatever. Yeah, and then you're like, well, this person is clearly nuts. Like you don't. How do I say?
Well, the word
that's not a weird pet. That's a dangerous pet. That's like
the words private zoo never elicit like a responsible human being in charge.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
Private zoo just meant, I got a yard full of shit that should be living on a different continent.
I'm being very negative, so I'm trying to get to some good pets. Okay.
Well, because the bads are kind of obvious of why you shouldn't own something that's a predator in the wild. There's a reason you shouldn't have it.
There's a reason why humans grew thumbs and started building guns and spears and everything.
We made fences.
Yeah. This is from Camp Kinane. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is 5 reasons why bees make great pets. Number 5, you don't have to clean the tank. Unlike fish, scrum doesn't appear on the side of their hives for Hydra and Itis.
Scrum. This is somebody really pulling it out of their ass of why you should save the bees. Bees aren't pets.
They have personalities, right?
Find me a bee. Like,
I'm trying to find the good in this right now.
Bees are good. I'm not going to call them pets. You keep bees. You're a beekeeper, but you're not like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, me and the bees are just going to hang out and listen to a baseball game on the radio this afternoon. Like, that's not what you do with bees. You have to put on a whole suit to hang out with bees. You got to have appropriate a wardrobe to hang out with bees.
Actually, I will say every one of these are the 5. I'm not getting into the details, but these are the 5 reasons they gave like bees. One is like you don't have to clean their tank. So, the next one is they won't bring a mouse to your adventure session. I guess they scare away mice, which is I guess good. They don't require loose leash walking. These are basically an irresponsible person trying to tell you why.
It's just somebody trying to promote bees. And
bees don't dig into your flower. Yeah, this is all shit. That's like
because bees, bees were in danger, and then we got to save the bees. So somebody's trying to. You should be a beekeeper.
Yeah, not a bee owner.
It's not a bee. It's not a pet.
Keeper.
It's a maintenance of a wild thing. It's like, I feed the raccoons. They're not your pet. You just feed.
Yeah. You're just kind of contributing. 30 weird pets that you can keep in your home.
See, that's different. In your home, I would consider a pet.
Look, hedgehogs. I always think they're cute.
They're mean little sons of bitches.
Are they?
Well, their whole personality is just they're covered in spikes. They didn't develop that because I want to make new friends.
Considering like we were talking about metalheads and weird pets, it's odd that like there's a spike correlation there that should be a little more. Easy to see between like an Ozzy Osbourne fan and a hedgehog.
Because hedgehogs are essentially they're cute, but also I don't think they like being handled.
What is the difference between a Bengal cat and a regular cat?
Well, Bengal is a tiger.
Well, no, this is a Bengal cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They also cost between $400 and $10,000.
My buddy had a serval cat, big, large house cat.
Okay.
And it would sit on top of the fridge and swipe at your face.
I was like my mom when I put on weight during the summer.
What are you doing?
My friend, I forgot.
I like the threat of it. Like it kind of made things. But you were like,
I'm getting a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm prey in my own home. I mean, if it came down to it, I could fight this cat off.
Yeah.
But
it's a worthy adversary, but a fight you can win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I forgot about it. My buddy I lived with when I worked at TGI Fridays was a cook, and he got a goat in the backyard, and he named it Lawnmower because they just eat everything.
I love a goat.
Yeah.
But also a guy. You work with him, or you said you're roommates with him?
Both. My buddy Benzo, he's a good guy.
But that story.
Name's not Ben.
That's how he paid the cable bill.
Yeah. Hey, brother. But
Guy I lived and worked with at TGI Friday got a goat. That sentence right there is 100% believable.
Yep, it gets worse. But we would go out in the backyard, and that goat got so aggressive.
Really?
Yeah, like it would start headbutting us. So he had to keep an axe handle by the door. Because his brother lived in the garage apartment in the back. If we had to go talk to his brother, he would bring the axe handle and fucking just like, because they're so aggressive and the only thing they respond to. So you would have to like bat it away with an axe handle. And well, we're going to get some mail on this one. And then finally he was like, I fucking hate this goat. And he sold it to one of the cooks at work.
I was going to say, was there some off menu items?
Yes, exactly. We ate our fucking pet the next, like a week later.
And goat's good too.
Yeah.
I also like goats. I like goats. As somebody down the street from where we live has one in their yard.
Yeah, they're cute. They're smelling.
Eats all that bullshit back there.
Yeah,
thumbs up for goats.
We never had to mow the lawn, but it did eat through the fence. A lot of these weird pets they're showing are adorable, but I would never want a raccoon or a chinchilla as a pet.
My cousins had chinchillas, and they were they're just spazzy.
They're not like. There's nothing about them. They're just kind of cute little things, right?
Yeah, it's just like, I could see why you'd make a better coat than a pet.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it's so soft, but then that's the only thing you got going for yourself? Well, you're going to turn into clothing.
Yeah. Once you get a little gray,
yeah,
we're going to dye you and put you on a rich woman's back on Fifth Avenue.
But I'll say, but raccoons, I don't know, raccoons are pretty fun to watch. You ever hang out with raccoons?
But I don't know like how much you domesticate a raccoon. I don't think it's a good pet.
I think you can get to a point. My mom would feed raccoons over several summers to the point where it was like the babies would then have we had like three generations of raccoons.
That's exactly why you don't do that.
Oh, we'd pull into the driveway and then just like 15 raccoons would just come out,
just like a bunch of eyes,
feed us, and you'd have to like shoo them away to get into the house.
No. Why would your mom do this? I just like pull into the driveway after 9 o'clock. Sun's already down. You just see 30 eyes. Just
I'd be like, "Where's all the lunch meat?" It's like I fed to the raccoons. The raccoons ate the lunch meat. I want lunch. Your son wants lunch. You fed it to raccoons.
Oh, Dev.
Possum. I've changed my mind about possums too. Apparently, they're very good. I don't know about domesticating them, but they're actually they can't get rabies.
Okay.
They eat ticks and other pests.
Okay.
But they get a bad rap because they're ugly.
They are hideous.
Raccoons, way worse. They got thumbs. They can fuck with your stuff, but they're cute, so we like them.
Yep, and they had a great cameo in The Great Outdoors when John Candy.
They sure did.
Yeah. Okay, I got a story here. The title or the heading of it is 500-pound deer kept in backyard kennel kills its owner.
I had to look up that one too, man. I don't know how big a deer is supposed to be.
That seems kind of small to me.
Does it?
I mean, I don't know how much deers are supposed to weigh.
That's why I'm saying.
But like, I just imagine them weighing more than 500 pounds.
I look at massive. I look at a deer. I think it's like 180, 200.
God, I killed away what a deer weighs. What
like
do you think a deer weighs?
But like a 500-pound deer, full head of horns, it gored the guy. It was a red stag deer. I was reading this one.
Let's go on.
Yeah, and it just the guy was just keeping a lot of wild animals that he was hoping to domesticate. It doesn't. You can't just get an adult animal.
Yeah,
it's not like a mail order bride. Like she'll grow used to my ways. Like that's not what you do with a wild animal.
You keep both of them in cages. Some people do.
In this country, we put the mayonnaise on the inside of the bread. You know, it's like it's not how it works with a wild animal.
Oh, gross. Yeah, it speaks to a certain sense of ego of the person.
That's the whole like, look at my well-trained dog. Like, good for you. You bullied an animal. You teased an animal with food into getting it to do what you wanted.
Yeah, you're kind of.
It doesn't like you. It likes the food you're going to give it. It doesn't give a fuck about you as a person.
Why don't we? Oh no, I'm going to go a little different direction. Okay, I have to accept.
But this is also a red stag deer is not a pet. We're not defending we're defending people with these goofy things. Like, all right, look, whatever this chestnut spotted genet. That's
Yeah,
an
it's like
adorable
cute.
tree cat looking thing. Sugar gliders, little Shuggy G's. Those are always fun when I see the videos, but you only see the 10-second video of it jumping off a roof into somebody's hand.
Spreading. Yeah, as opposed to like.
Yeah, you don't see it like just fucking your toothbrush every afternoon or whatever else they do.
Or just accidentally climbing into the microwave with your Hungry Man dinner or whatever happens to the fucking thing.
You can go to the park and just start feeding a squirrel. Shit, we were walking last night and saw an injured coyote. And Rachel's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, we got to it's nature and it sucks, but...
And coyotes aren't great.
If that coyote was, except... because it was injured and you got to see it up close, just curled up on a lawn. It just looked like a little soft dog. Yeah. But I'm like, if that thing wasn't injured, it'd be eating the cat we just saw a block and a half ago.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And this is, she's unfortunate. I'm like, unfortunately, this is how, she's trying to find, when you call park, whatever park service, they're going to come, they're going to exterminate it.
Yeah.
Okay. We walk back. She's trying to find rescue lines it was like 10 o'clock at night on Easter Sunday. And then we walked back, and there was another coyote with it, so it had a buddy.
He is risen.
I don't know what happened, but some of these mini pig, you see mini pigs, and
some of these things are cute. They're just I don't know if they make good pet. I
think
I don't know if we're supposed to. Dogs are domesticated. Cats are domesticated. Even no matter how it happened, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
Having a fucking lemur cat or whatever kind of pet you want to have. You domesticate it, and then dogs are some of the logic is dogs and cats were wild once. It's we don't need to do that to another species just so you can own Hank the cat.
Dog knew to then start gathering around fires where people were because scraps of food would remain, and so they were like, oh, we should be friends with these people so we can also eat, and it's a mutual sense of survival because then they provide protection to the people. It's not overnight.
Yeah. It wasn't done while you were thumbing through Netflix. Yeah.
So I think the issue here is not so much with the pets. It's the people it's the culture of obviously Instagram is not helping. Look how unique I am. I got this thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of that on it.
How many purse dogs are disposed by comedians every year? How?
I mean, we do know a few.
Yeah, how many purse dogs don't make it through a tour?
Yeah, they treat. I think a lot of that might be a valid point of criticism. Is a lot of it is they're treated as accessories and not pets, and and they're very showy as opposed to being appreciated.
Yeah, but do you really care for the animal?
Yeah,
that should be said. At Dirt Nap Helen is my cat's Instagram.
Original Quincy Jones is the dog that lives upstairs. He's a fat pug.
Dog that lives upstairs from our producer.
From our producer, who's couch I'm staying on at the moment, who's probably got about 2 to 3 years left, and I don't even think they'll be.
Of the 2 other Quincy Jones I know of in the world, I know. Good for the dog getting the original Quincy Jones on Instagram.
Okay.
Well, all right. So
I'm not against it. I have my apprehensions, and I think a lot of it. The reasons people say you should be allowed to own these animals is fucking bullshit.
So our criticism, responsible ownership.
Yes.
Understand that it's not an accessory. That it's going to be part of your life. You have a mini pig in your house.
Treat it like a pet that you love and don't just take pictures of it.
A mini pig is going to be screaming. Yeah. You go to somebody's house and you realize that the animals are just living in the same filth.
They're still living in the wild in your house. Yeah. That's fucking a huge issue I have with it. People are just we just let it run around here. It's fucking disgusting. Sometimes when I'm in the bath, he'll already be in the shower. It's gross. Cool that you're fucking aardvark or whatever is just walking around taking shits ironically next to a toilet. It's his favorite place to do it.
Yeah, I will say that having a cat in the house now, I've become a little less attentive. There's going to be cat hair on stuff.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I mean, I don't want turds. I'm like, oh, it's litter train now, but once in a while, I'm like, what's this over here? All right, come on, man.
Yeah. Try doing that with a fucking anteater or whatever.
Yeah, you ever see goat shit?
Yeah,
comes out like just a shotgun pellets. It's a backpack full of shotgun babies coming out of it.
A handful of black cats coming out of an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
I just want people to treat the animals nice. So if you have one of these
have
and
no
care for them
issue
in a
with that.
proper way,
Yeah, I have no issue with that. But understand, like, if you're letting it run around your house wild and it's not a dog or a cat, I think it's a little fucked. Put a pin in the backyard.
Yeah. What about a squirrel monkey? Never talked about how they had one of those on Friends.
Did they?
Yeah, didn't he have a monkey for a while on Friends?
I don't watch that shit.
I remember it was on after Seinfeld. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, God, is the show this bad? They had to give him a monkey?
Yeah, if you're writing it, that's very true. Yeah, you should treat it the same way you view Friends when they wrote in the monkey. Like, if this person is not going to be entertaining enough to keep your attention.
Well, that's the responsibility. You're going to tell me in New York City you got a monkey in your one-bedroom apartment? You got a monkey screaming and flinging its shit in your one-bedroom apartment. That's what you do if you live in a one-bedroom apartment.
Pretty much. I don't want to. I'm sure there's some good things. I'm not exactly sure what they are. They're cute. A lot of these are cute. A lot of them are disgusting. I don't think anyone needs to own a goddamn lizard or a snake. I think you're just weird, and it's a power move, or you're a fucking you deal pills. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But we want to know what you think. That's what we're trying to get through this fucking. I don't like the weird pets, but I'm trying to find the positive.
What about hermit crabs?
No.
What about turtles?
Got a soft spot for turtles.
You got a soft spot for turtles?
Yeah. Hard shell, soft spot for them. I'm like a turtle.
All right, we found something for you. We found something for Shane. He's a turtle guy.
Yeah. Well, why don't we find out what you guys think, and we'll be right back with after this word from our sponsor, Petco. Weird pets. We got them all the time. They're in the basement. I don't know. Fucking, my ad drops are getting fucking worse the more we do these. All right, we'll be right back. This is No Accounting for Taste with Kinane and Shane, and we're talking about weird pets. See you in a little bit after this word from Blue Apron.
We're back now.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah. I am jealous of people that have, like, when you see somebody that has a true relationship with whatever animal they're with.
Okay. So when you like any animal,
like, oh, this guy really just kicks it with me.
you always hanging out. Yeah, I guess part of my fear is
people like rats. Rats are supposed to be very smart.
That's
can hang out.
I don't know.
Take the tail off a rat. You just got a gerbil.
An even scarier thing.
No, you got a gerbil. It's just
No. This
like.
one. Oh, we have a You say you take the tail off a rat, you got a gerbil. I say, hey, you want to know what's scarier than a rat? A disfigured rat.
We got tailless rats. We're breeding tailless rats as pets. That's the only thing. That's why
a real
possums.
thing?
No, I'm just saying that's the part that a hairless tail on a mammal is off-putting. Possums, rats, put hair on a tail. It's a squirrel. People fucking love it. People love squirrels.
Yes,
that's a rat with hair.
It's
on
a
its
rodent.
tail.
It is a rodent. They're probably close. I forgot to mention this. I was in Central Park with my friend, just watching, hanging out, and just kind of watching everything going on. And then we watched this woman feed squirrels, just throwing some bread out. And then all of a sudden, a hawk just came down and picked up the squirrel like out of a cartoon and took off with it. And I was like laughing so hard,
Yeah.
and the woman was just like, "I didn't know," and I was like, "How would you?"
Yeah, circle of life.
Yeah.
you just lured. All you did was help a hawk by luring a squirrel into an open area.
Yeah, it was pretty advantageous of that hawk.
See what happens when you interfered with nature?
Yeah.
You just stay away from it. The lesson, it should be lesson learned right there.
Do you want to hear from a caller, Kyle?
I do, but I'm more excited about all these.
Tell me more about the pets before we get to the calls.
What about tarantulas?
No, spiders? Are you fucking kidding me?
I leave the spiders in my house because they're supposed to eat the other bugs. So
They serve a function. That is a positive thing.
Rachel got so freaked out at spiders that I'm like, I'm not a tough guy, but I'm going to step up with these spiders. So I don't kill them. I just pick them up now. Throw them outside.
Oh,
yeah.
My
Just grab them.
God.
Get out of there.
No, thank you.
If you make it back in, that's
you're gonna go back.
You earned it.
You're like a bouncer.
Yeah. Too much.
Not tonight.
You're creeping the chicks out, man.
This guy closed his tab.
It's closed now, buddy. Come back tomorrow. Get your card. But none of them are poisonous. We used to have black widows here. Yeah. Which are surprisingly not as dangerous to people
as you would think.
Yeah.
So you just pick them up.
Yeah.
I can't. I would do the cup and a piece of paper thing. Where you put a cup over inside a piece of. I couldn't. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's weird when they get the web on you and then it's just a creepy yo-yo.
No,
I've had that a couple times. Whoop, coming back.
it's just like, yeah. There's a fellatio analogy there somewhere.
So that's
it's weird
how
when they get the web on you.
Yeah, I was wondering if tarantulas were fun as pets though. I never held one. They're wild looking.
They're scary.
But
because I always think of their little pincher teeth.
Yeah. But if they just
side teeth. Side. Not up and down, but they're from the side.
Yeah, they got all them eyeballs.
Fucking horrifying. No, thank you, at all. Are tarantulas poisonous? They are, right?
I think there's different types
of tarantulas.
So, the ones that they would sell you for as pets are not.
Yeah.
They can also live quite a while.
I don't like that at all. Honestly, I'm getting a little bit of nausea from the very idea of touching a spider.
They live up to 7 years. They got to eat live insects, though.
See, I don't love that. But, I don't love having to buy bugs for a spider in my house.
Yeah, I don't want to...
You know?
What if you had roaches already in your house, so you just let's let this tarantula...
I think that would be the fucking lamest excuse.
It's got frogs.
Just the worst idea.
It's got frogs and tarantulas.
Here's the thing. There's another parallel we haven't talked about. Say your house has roaches in it. You know who would use a spider to clean it? Fucking rednecks and hippies. Because they're well, this is affordable on the redneck side, and the hippies would be like, well, it's green way of doing things. Now it's you've let your life get out of control.
But then you got just a fat tarantula. That's a fat steak ordeal too. This thing ate too many other pets. My pet ate other pets.
Yeah, let's make the spiders bigger. That'll be a real treat. No, thank you.
A little fat tarantula whose legs don't reach the ground anymore.
Yeah, like the fat snake at the beginning of the
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, thank you. I just don't.
Animals that you don't expect to be fat are my new favorite category of things, by the way.
Fat birds. They're just...
Fat birds, just out of breath.
I do like that, honestly.
You see just a big one trying to get up on the power line with the others, not today, not for me.
They're all sliding down and kind of V's in like a Disney cartoon. Oh man.
Let's hear from
this caller. Voicemail, pets, red flag. I feel like this guy and I are on the same page.
Hey guys, it's Justin chiming in about exotic pets. I feel like exotic pets were the first red flag to know that somebody's parents were into exotic drugs, like meth. It was just that kid usually lived in a trailer or the third story of a shady apartment building. To this day, I think it's wrong. I love lizards and snakes, but I think it's really ridiculous to keep them as pets. Thanks for the podcast, guys. See you soon. Bye.
As we don't disagree, Justin, I think it's more... let me put it to you this way. Did these people operate in an economy where they got paid in exotic pets? Maybe they didn't want them, but maybe it was hey, man, I don't have that $300.
But I am a carny.
But I do have a python. And you're all right, well, I'll hold on to your python until you can get me $300. And then they just never saw that guy again.
That
like,
is
now I got,
that's. I mean, that's
now
like
I got a python.
that's not an uncommon. Yeah, I'll trade you.
I think these items are.
I'll trade you this boa constrictor for a package of baby formula.
Yeah, that's under the table currency too. Maybe because somebody's like, oh, I see you got one snake. You know, I got a snake, and I don't have money right now, but I can give you another snake. And the person, it's a kind-hearted driver's like, well, I already got a setup for a snake, so I can give this snake a better home than this crazy guy can give.
There's a trade. There's a very much a trade economy associated with these animals. I bet that's not often talked about.
So that's probably how they've gotten to some of their homes.
Yeah,
like the mall guy.
They get shipped around like fucking foster kids or something. You know.
Yeah, sometimes they're just out in a Toyota Camry while the guy waits for Thai food.
This is our last caller of the day. Just says pets, and we'll see.
Hey, on the topic of topics, I think a good one, I guess, could be weird pets.
This is a guy
right?
suggesting.
I mean, we all make fun of the guy with the snake or the lizard on his shoulder walking down the street, right? But maybe I guess there could be a second side to that. And along those lines, honestly, I guess just seeing the picture of Kyle with Dirt Nap on his lap on Instagram for this was cats. I mean, cats are maligned by a lot of people. You know, a lot of dog lovers out there who like to hate on cats.
Jerks.
And so that might be one that's more mainstream, but still could use defending, I guess. Anyway, okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
I think dudes don't like cats because they can't control them. That's what it is. I did when I worked at Kmart when I was 16. Some dude would come in with like a parrot or a cockatiel on its shoulder. Its wings were clipped, but they could still fly a little bit, and it got into rafters. So I had to like stand on top of one of the aisles with a broom trying to get this
thing down.
Guy's bird down.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Ugh. Because some guy's an asshole.
Some guy got to go shopping with his bird. Look at me, I'm the guy with the bird.
Yeah, now I got to.
Now you're the guy without the bird, and I'm the guy making at that point $4.20 an hour.
Yeah, the high school kid who's going to be like have back problems for the rest of his life because of this fall because you brought your fucking bird.
Fell off this end cap of Pampers trying to knock your cockatiel out of the rafters.
I guess it's just like you're using this as an identity or a personality, and fuck you. Like that, enjoy. Like that's. I guess that's one of my big issues with it, and the fact that they're like kind of just gross and creep me out. But I guess owning them isn't really doing anything wrong. It's just like there's some inconveniences that come with owning them humanely.
There is a bit of a personality replacement.
Yeah, and that's like. Yeah, that's like, hey, I'm not interesting, but I got this fucking meerkat.
Yeah. Please ask me about it.
Yeah. It's like. And then, you know, there's those guys who are like all over the West Village. Like, there's guys who like always have snakes and shit out there. And you're just and they're just like going up to tourists and be like, ready for your crazy New York experience while you wait in line at the Comedy Cellar?
Manufactured New York. Please give me some money.
Yeah. There's that kind of shit. I went to the Caribbean Day Parade, which is my favorite parade in New York because it's nothing but like giant butts and jerk chicken. And then and women being like, "What's up, blue eyes?" Which is kind of nice. But I saw more than a few dudes walking around with snakes at it, and I was like, "I'm gonna get out of here."
Yeah, that's it was a whole different thing.
It was a very fun time, yeah. But yeah, I guess as far as owning strange or abnormal pets, as long as it's not a personality trait and you can own it humanely, it's fine.
Yeah. Care for it.
Yeah. There is a lot of the weirdo guy, just like, that's my main objections have nothing to do with actually owning the pet outside of care.
People getting the pet before researching the kid that needs to go into the pet.
They're just like, it looks cool, I got to get it. Yeah.
I've seen people that have just gone through look at this thing I'm bringing around now, and then it's not there 3 months later. It's like, oh yeah, you tried to create interest in yourself with a new animal that just
and then you
shat all over your apartment and screams at night, and you realize, you were not responsible. The human being is at fault in these cases, not the exotic animals.
Yes. So I need to redirect my my rage about this this subject. It's on the people that own the pets and not the pets themselves. Yeah,
you can do it. You can have an iguana and treat it, and it could be the best cared for iguana. And you might not even know the best cared for iguana isn't showing up at the St. Patrick's Day parade. Like, I'm Irish too.
Yeah,
Look at me, I'm green. No, it's at home in a bed of lettuce, which is normally how food is served. But maybe for an iguana, that's just a treat. Bed of lettuce, fresh bowl of crickets.
It's getting that heat lamp on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there and watch some TV with my owner on the couch. So
and he's fine. I'm a little more for this than I was, honestly.
All right, good.
Yeah, less about the people, more about the pets. Yeah. Oh, well, everyone.
Spay and neuter your iguanas. Bob Barker would have wanted it that way. Bob Barker didn't talk about no leopard sharks.
Let me keep my grapes.
Let me keep my grapes.
Friendo, Bob Barker. All right, everybody. Well, this was the second ever in-person episode of No Accounting for Taste with Shane and Kinane. Everybody, ShaneIsComedian.com for all your Shane needs and all that kind of shit.
It's KyleKinane.com, and you didn't do any kitty cat references in this whole pet episode.
I know. We're not talking about them. Goodbye for meow, everybody.